Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Surah number 36, the heart of the Quran, Surah Yasin, verse number 12. Verily, we shall give life to the dead, and we record that which they sent before, and that which they leave behind. And of all things have we taken account in a clear book of evidence. Okay, what does this mean? Let's just look at this very, very briefly. Once again, as we said, this chapter, Surah Yasin, is the heart of the Quran. So basically, it is telling us that we shall give life to the dead. Right. So there are three main concepts, as we mentioned: Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, there is only one God; Risala, which is prophethood. God in His mercy has not abandoned mankind. He has sent prophets and messengers, and the Quran with final divine scripture with no mistakes. So Tawheed, Risala, and Akhirah. Akhirah means the guarantee of the hereafter. This is a guarantee, right? Verily, we shall give life to the dead, and we record that which is sent before and after. So basically what is happening here is the timeline of a human being. A human being stays on the planet Earth for less than 100 years. I'm just saying on average, right? There's some people who go to 105 or 110. We're not concerned about that, and some will pass away at a very young age, right? But just on average, we look at about 100 years of our life on Earth. Right? Now, the soul is here. The soul comes from eternity. The soul is in eternity. Then here is the body. And then the soul continues in eternity. So basically, the soul is on a journey. It is not the body that's on the journey. The soul has come from eternity, has come to the planet Earth for a short while, and then it's continuing on its journey. So on the planet Earth, the soul cannot live by itself. The soul needs a vehicle. The soul needs a spaceship to survive on the planet Earth because of the oxygen and the atmosphere and so on. So the soul occupies the body. So the body is simply a vessel. The body is a motor car for the soul. The soul is the decision maker. The soul is the driver of the body. The soul decides, I'm going to go left, or I'm going to go right, I'm going to have tea, I'm going to have coffee. The body is just simply a vehicle. In the same way, this is the driver of the car, that's a car. The driver makes the decisions. The body is just simply a vessel. When the soul has done its job on earth, it then continues on its journey, but the body remains on the planet Earth because the body has done its job. The only function of the body is to allow the soul to live for a short while as the soul continues with its journey. So when the body dies, the soul continues. Then it does not matter how you die, whether you are buried in the soil or whether your whole grave is surrounded by molten lead and granite, or you are cremated, or for example, you fell down a volcano by mistake. Here's a volcano in Hawaii, and you were going on a tour and you fell down a volcano and your body turned to ashes. It does not matter. Or for example, you drowned in the Mariana Trench in the deepest part of the ocean, 11 kilometers deep into the ocean, and all the fish have eaten you up. Or for example, you want to go in minus 270 degrees liquid nitrogen, and they put you in a spaceship and they shoot you out to the Andromeda galaxy 2.5 million years ago. It does not matter. The method of your death does not matter because it's a guarantee. God most merciful, the supreme creator who created you the first time, He created you first, He's going to recreate you again the second time. And He's going to reassemble every part of you, even if your entire body is decomposed. Your entire body will be recomposed you got 80 to 100 trillion cells in your body. trillion cells, right? About half of that are your biological cells, the other half are your gut cells, your gut flora. But even one biological cell, one cell is more advanced than a Rolls-Royce factory, right? In brief, you got your semi-permeable membrane here, which is an amazing membrane. It has got intelligence because it's got various pores here. The pores are like passport control. It'll tell you what solids can enter and what cannot enter, right? Then it's got this amazing mitochondria, which produces your ATP molecules. It's got your nucleus, you've got your ribosomes, your smooth endoplasmic reticulum, your Golgi apparatus, your rough endoplasmic reticulum, your messenger RNA, and then you got your DNA. You got your 46 chromosomes, your XX tells you that you're a female, and your XY tells you that you're a male, right? So that in basic terms. But just one biological cell is more advanced and more complicated than a Rolls-Royce factory. It is super advanced. It has got its own intelligence. And the DNA molecule itself has got 3 billion base pairs. 3 billion from the mother, 3 billion from the father, 6 billion base pairs comprise of adenosine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, 4 base pairs, which gives you our double helix DNA molecule, right? An absolutely amazing, fascinating molecule. All of these trillions of cells will be reassembled again, right up to your fingerprint. Your fingertips will be as identical. Your fingerprint, you'll be able to identify it on the finger thumbprint to say, yes, this belongs to this person. Your tongue print will be identical because every human being got a unique tongue print. Your retinal scan will be identical. Even your 100 billion brain cells, which make up trillions of interconnecting dendritic interconnection pathways in the brain, which give you your memory and so on, and neuroplasticity, all of that will be restored together with your memory. Everything that you have done in life, everything will be restored, and everyone will stand in front of the Creator Supreme without a shadow of a doubt. Then they will be given their books. Now, what are these books? It means that while the soul and body was alive, the soul and the body, you had the way of Satan or the devil or Shaitan, which is the way of hell. And you have the way of the angels, which is the way of goodness. So it depends on a person whether you're going to choose to be a good person or an evil person, right? So these are the choices you make. But based on the choices that the soul makes, the soul can rise higher than the angels or fall lower than the worst of the devils or the beasts on the planet Earth. Now, as you are doing good deeds, whether you are doing good deeds or bad deeds, at the end of the day, everything will be weighed on the day of judgment on a huge scale. This is the scale on the day of judgment, right? And everything will be weighed on the scales. Your good deeds and your evil deeds. If your evil deeds are heavy, then you're heavier than your good deeds. That is your signal for hell, signifying by red. If your good deeds are better than your evil deeds, then that signifies paradise, signified by green. Right. So the choices you make. But that's not all. When you die, basically your books close. Your books are closed. So here's your book. So when you are dying, your books are closed. That means you cannot do any more good deeds and you cannot do any more evil deeds, right? So all your books will then be closed. But there's a caveat to that. There's a slight difference to that. Because let us say on the day that you die, you find that your good and bad are equal. Or maybe your good is better than your bad. But maybe you left behind a legacy, depending on the legacy you left behind. And if you started something evil or mischief, and other people are following in that, or other people are still being harmed through that process. Maybe you committed fraud, or you're going through a scheme of some sort, or you invaded another country and the people are suffering. That is a symbol of evil. So even though you have died, your book of deeds will become heavier and heavier and heavier because of the evil legacy you have left behind. On the other hand, if you have left behind a good legacy, you have made a positive difference in the lives of other people. You have left behind books of knowledge, or you have built a cancer hospital, or you have established a process whereas every Friday you give out food, say eggs, you cook eggs and you give it out, and then your family continue with this, what you are doing, or you've planted a tree and out of the tree there's fruit and people are eating from that fruit, or you dug a well, in the middle of Africa, and people are still benefiting from that well. Water is still pumping out of that well. So these are all good deeds. So even though you are dead, you have left behind a beautiful legacy. So then your book of deeds on this side will get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and you won't even imagine it. You'll meanwhile be in the grave. But on the day of judgment, you'll be in such a shock to say, wow, look how heavy my book of deeds are, but I didn't even do all of these good things. But God in His mercy will say, that water well that you did, it's been lasting for 1,000 years and millions of people have benefited. Or the tree that you planted, thousands upon thousands of people over hundreds of years have benefited from it. So God in His mercy is giving that to your credit. But if you left behind an evil legacy, if you invaded a nation, or if you are a member of parliament and you are committing crime in parliament, you're not helping the people, you're involved in state corruption and so on, and the people have been harmed as a result of your actions. So instead of helping the people, you are harming the people, then on the day of judgment, your book of evil deeds will be very heavy. Because you promised the people that you're going to help them, but instead of helping the people, you have harmed the people. And this is known as the things that you leave behind. So let's just read that again. Verily, so this is a guarantee, we shall give life to the dead, and we record that which they sent before. So everything that you've done, that is already recorded for in your favor or against you. And that which you leave behind, that is your legacy. Whether you've left behind a good legacy or a bad legacy, that's going to accumulate in your favor or against you, right? And of all things have we taken account in a clear book of evidence. On the day of judgment, this book is so accurate that no one will have an excuse to correct the document or to say a mistake has been done. There's no mistakes in this because it is absolutely clear. In simple terms, just think of it as a high definition video recording of all your life. That means from the time of your age of understanding, the angels have been recording your entire life in high definition audio visual, videos and auditory. That means you'll be given a hard drive on the day of judgment. That hard drive, you plug it into the high definition TV screen in front of you, and then you will see your entire life. The good deeds you've done, the evil deeds you've done, everything will be there. So say, for example, if you're a member of parliament, and in secret, no one knows about it. In secret, you've taken bribes from people to enrich yourself and your family. And on that day, you will get a scrick of your life because you thought you did something in secret. But then the whole world, the whole nation is going to see that on such and such date, you phoned this person, you all met in that garage, or you met in the boardroom in this skyscraper, and this person put money on the table, couple of million for you, and then thereby you enrich yourself and your family. Meanwhile, there was corruption in the tender, or there was corruption in A, B, C, and D. And on that day, that is why the day of judgment is known as the day of accountability. It's also known as the day of shame and humiliation. Whether you're a criminal on the street, or a criminal in big business, or a criminal in a government, or a criminal on the world stage. Those people who are involved in sex trafficking, like as we are seeing in the Epstein files, all these big shots of the world, the elite of the elite, who people thought that there were such good people in suit and tie, and we don't know what secret deals they've been doing, secret harm that they've been committing to people. All of that will be revealed on that great day of judgment, which no one will be able to escape. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.